Yes, this is Robbie Exploring with Dakota, and I'm on a very sad and tragic scene. This is the 2010 suicide trailer. I have negotiated with some of the family members to let me go inside and do some filming, but their name's not being mentioned, being kept strictly confidential. I was told by family members this gentleman went through a really painful divorce. And at one time seemed to be getting back on his 2 feet. He was at a family member's house, and they said the day he was there seemed to be in pretty good spirits. The next morning he was found with a gunshot wound in his temple. They had one child they adopted, and what I'm hearing, that child, under everything that's happened, seems to be doing fairly well for itself, considering the circumstances. It's a very, very sad scene. I've been in a lot of places, but nothing really ever quite like this. So, without further ado, let's go in together. They still said about 75% of his stuff was still here. Then we'll ease on back to the bedroom where all this occurred. Like I say, this place has been abandoned since 2010. I'm not going to open up any refrigerators or cabinets or anything like that. I think it would be disrespectful. Under the circumstances. They do have a front door boarded up, but I had access towards the back. A lot of places I'll go in and give a pretty good and thorough investigation, but something of this nature, I'm just going to do a walkthrough and pretty much not touch anything. It's just a real eerie feeling to come over me when I walked in here. This would have been the child's bedroom. Alright, this is where it all took place. And before we go back here, I was told about blood stains being on the bed. So, here we go. Okay. I don't know how well y'all can see this, but there we go. We actually have some on the floor. See, this gentleman pretty much looked at himself in the mirror just before pulling the trigger. The way they can figure the way he fell on the bed. I can't confirm that, nobody can, but looking at the mirror, sitting right here, and that's where his head would have landed and rolled off of the bed. There's only one person that can speak on how it happened. It's quite a shame. Alright, I'm going to do one more small walkthrough. I told these folks I won't be in here very long. But it's such a sad tragedy. This gentleman was 32 years old. In my calculations, not really hardly in his prime in one sense of the word. For me being in here is almost just like being in here hearing the gunshot go off. It's just a really uneasy feeling. It was very hard for me to come in here and do this and get this kind of footage. But I was granted permission to do so. But I really don't want to stay in here no longer. So I'm gonna get on out of here. I'm gonna walk around the trailer. Looks like it's, you know, once was the driveway. And this is the footage of the front of the trailer as I film going in, and my heart feels pretty heavy right now. So this is Robbie signing off with Dakota. Everybody have a blessed day.